There's been a lot of talk about the value of exclusives and whether it is that since Xbox went third party, is that why the Xbox is dead? Now, I want to talk about this today because there has been a lot of discussion about whether we're going to see the good PlayStation games going to Xbox. Because at this point, we do know that live service games that are being made or funded by Sony are going to Xbox to some degree. Helldivers,
And
expansion.
here's the problem with it's just live service games, Cope. You guys have one live service game, right? You guys have been trying to make live service games, but I mean, we all know what the result of that has been, right? Even though they barely talk about it. I just don't understand how these guys can pretend like they have live service games to slow drip. The only live service game I'm aware of that did well was Helldivers, right? And it did well on PC. And it's going to Xbox, right? So to sit here and now try to move the goalposts and say, okay, games are going, but is it going to be the good stuff? These guys are getting desperate. Like, why would they not bring over their good games? They're trying to make money.
For Destiny and stuff, those are going to Xbox. They already have release dates and stuff, right? But now people are basically saying, are we ever going to see the good stuff? Spider-Man, Uncharted collection. Are we going to actually see the
PlayStation fanboys are saying that, and they're shaking in their boots. I see them coping. I see them commenting. It's just live service games. It's just live service games. Like I said, using plural games. What live service games do you guys have, right? And I see now where they're getting it from.
games that sell PlayStations make that jump? Well, a new leak came out from Nate the Hate. Now, Nate the Hate, obviously, extremely good track record. He's leaked.
Okay, and listen, I don't be keeping up to know these guys' track records, but isn't it funny? It's always some dude on Twitter. It's always some insider, right? It's always some Shinobi guy. It's always some Detective Seeds ass guys. I mean, they're getting Colin Moriarty yet again.
All sorts of stuff about PlayStation games, Xbox games, and done a lot of crazy leaks about Nintendo Directs and stuff. And essentially, he said, I don't think the actually great stuff that sells systems are going to make the leap. Now, the reason
So he's just giving his opinion. He's just talking out his ass. I don't think. Is he in the business meetings? What did he think about the job listing? Did he see that coming? I mean, they just run with anybody on Twitter. It's insane to me.
I wanted to talk about this is that I think this is a very dynamic situation. I don't actually think that currently things are set in stone. Like, let's talk about Xbox. Originally, the Xbox, it was just a tiny experiment. Okay, we're only going to have games on the Xbox console. Okay, we'll have stuff on Game Pass. And then after a bit, they said, all right, games will come to Xbox.
Wait, he's saying we'll have stuff on Game Pass. Like, them putting games on Game Pass is separate from the Xbox console. Like, I don't even know. Let's try to follow.
And to PC day and date. After a while, though, now they said, all right, let's put 4 games onto PlayStation.
And you notice how he slid the and games on PC day and date. That's where you guys are. That's where the PlayStation guys are. And to be honest with you, they've kind of crossed that Rubicon because now they're putting games on the console. You know, Pandora's box has been opened.
5. And they sold like crazy. Now every game is coming to PlayStation 5, even brand new stuff. Think about Doom the Dark Ages was a big, expensive, ambitious project. And where does it sell most? On the PlayStation 5.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that
I mean, you guys love Xbox games.
they're following the money. I do think the fact that, honestly, Microsoft did not originally plan to be third party, but actually getting those big moolah bucks, now they realize, oh, PlayStation gamers buy stuff. Nintendo Switch 2 people buy stuff. People on
No. I'm not gonna let you do that, right? Because they try to make it seem like, oh, they're just buying games. Oh, no. The sales charts are in. You guys buy Microsoft games, right? Astro Boy didn't get that love, right? Astro Boy didn't get that love, and we know that very well. So, I mean, nice try. I mean, they're so down bad. It wouldn't be a PlayStation video if you didn't throw in a little bit of, Xbox Pocket Watch in there.
Steam actually buy stuff, whereas Xbox gamers don't buy anything. So my thought, and the whole point of this video is that
Wait a minute. They buy the subscription service to Game Pass, right? I guess that doesn't count for nothing. Even though we see reports that Game Pass is making what, like $5 billion, right? So what if let's just roll with the talking points. Okay, let's say that they have an ecosystem where the gamers, they don't really have a need to buy games, or they're just flat out choosing not to buy games. Well, I mean, it sure does help that they've tapped into, an install base of 80 million consoles. And if you look at their top selling charts, what games are there? Microsoft games. So it's seeming like, the Xbots say it the best. It's seeming like you guys pay while they get to play, right?
I want to take a look at the conversation around this because some people are still trying to act like exclusives aren't that crucial to long-term success. I see a lot of people saying that even if they took a couple big tentpole things, if they took some really, really crazy stuff like Spider-Man and put it on an Xbox, would that really hurt PlayStation? In my opinion, yes. Exclusives do matter. I've been spending this entire weekend playing
Exclusives do matter. I mean, these guys are ridiculous.
Mario Galaxy on my Nintendo Switch 2 and having an absolute blast with it. And I got to be honest, if I could play that on my PlayStation, if I could play that on my
Oh, we already know. If you could play it on your PlayStation, we get it. I know.
PC, not emulated, you know what I mean? I'd probably be doing that. But because I can only play that on my Nintendo Switch 2, that's where I'm playing it. Exclusives are essential.
Whoa, wait a minute. Let's expand on that, right? You see how he's skipping past that, but you're literally building a case against exclusivity. You say that it matters. You say that it's important, right? You're talking it up. But then you turn around and say, hey, I have my preferred hardware, which is PlayStation. And we know he loves that little plastic box, right? It's all you talk about. But you can't play games on it because of what, right? And the PC guys, we understand this, right? Because we know, these Nintendo games, when we emulate it on PC, we get way better performance, right? Nintendo wonders why we want to pirate the games and emulate them instead of, using the weaker hardware. Just saying. I don't know, man. Like these guys, they're getting close. They're so close, but at the same time, they're so far away. Like, this is the shit that we be trying to get through your little thick-headed skull, buddy.
Sales success. I mean, the main game I've been playing this year on my PlayStation 5, besides third-party stuff, has been Death Stranding 2. A place I can only play Death Stranding 2. Let's break it down.
For a limited, short amount of time. Way to zoom that in there and then try to zoom on to the next topic. Yeah, get out of there quick.
Let's take a look at these leaks, and let's take a look at a lot of the conversation around this. Hi, hope you're having a great day. I am DreamcastGuy. If you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I wanted to start with this sales chart we've actually looked at before, which is that this is why...
And then, of course, look at the source, Nib95. I mean, he is giving you a day-to-day, like a normal day in the life of a PlayStation fanboy, where they get their news, where they get their sources, where they get their talking points. I mean, these guys have a whole pipeline of just COPE and AstroTurf, right? I mean, it's something else.
Honestly, I am still in a spot where I just don't think that PlayStation is going to get the sort of reward that Xbox did. Originally, Microsoft put...
I mean, it's interesting that you say that because that's not what PlayStation is saying. If we look at the job listing, if we look at the stuff that they're saying, right? They've made it very obvious what their direction is going to be. How you feel about it is ridiculous. It is redundant, right? It doesn't matter. The talking points they're just stupid at this point. But it's like a broken record. They all say the same thing. They all say, "Oh, I don't see the profit in bringing this game to Xbox." Meanwhile, PlayStation, the company they worship, is telling them, "We do. We're doing it, right?" Hideo Kojima, you was talking about Death Stranding 2, right? He sees the profit in it. But you don't for some odd reason, right?
Just a couple games onto PlayStation and they instantly took over the sales chart. When they dropped Sea of Thieves and Grounded onto PlayStation 5, those were the top selling games. Like instantly, because people were so curious.
Oh yeah, we talk about that often. Oh yeah. I find it very interesting how they snatched up Sea of Thieves. That's how I knew it was bad.
Oh, it's season 25 of Sea of Thieves. We have 7 years of content to explore in Sea of Thieves for $40. Of course I'm going to buy it. Whereas a lot of Xbox people just don't buy stuff. Like, look at this. Even the top...
I mean, if it was on Game Pass, they didn't have a need to. And I say it all the time, so thank God that you guys showed up. But, of course, we got to sprinkle in the pocket watch. when I look at these sales charts, right? I'm seeing Elden Ring, Night Rain. I'm seeing NBA 2K25. I'm seeing Forza, Horizon 5, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Black Ops. I mean, it's looking like console sales to me. It looks like the games that I would have expected to be in the top 10. I mean, are there less sales? Shit, it's a smaller install base, right? And then on top of that, you have Game Pass. They love throwing that out there all the time. As I stated before, it sure does help when you've been able to, access other install bases and they're buying your games. Does it really matter? I mean, let's just be honest. Let's look at what Microsoft is saying, even though they haven't really said much. They're saying they're making revenue. They're saying they're making revenue from Game Pass, right? We look at the PlayStation top selling games. 6 out of the 10 are Microsoft games, right? It seems like they've been able to find an audience of people that are willing to buy their games, right? You guys. Even though you say they're not quality games, and even though you say that Microsoft is dead, I mean, you've literally said that in this video.
Upselling Xbox games are not in the top 20 overall monthly sales chart. People just don't buy games on Xbox. And even if it is on the top sales on that system, overall, the numbers are so incredibly low. I've seen a lot of people almost...
I mean, but when I'm looking at like the top selling games, all of them are in Game Pass. I mean... Why pay if you can play? I mean, and technically they are paying. They're just paying in a different way. They're paying through Game Pass, which from what we're hearing, they're making revenue from it. I mean, it just sounds like it's a better deal for the Xbox guys, if you ask me. But we're pocket watching, of course.
Afraid of the idea of PlayStation going third party because Sony has definitely been testing the waters with putting PlayStation games in non-PlayStation spots. We saw stuff like
yeah, on Xbox,
now on the Nintendo Switch and on Steam. Of course, we have been seeing the initiative where about 2 years after the game...
And it's funny he brings up Steam. Either way, even whether they want to bring the good stuff or not, you guys have been third party. Even though I find it funny now you guys are waking up and realizing that your company's multi-platform, even though you guys won't say it out loud. By them putting their games on Steam, the Xbox guys are going to have access with the next series of hardware, whatever the fuck, right? With the handheld and the next consoles. Either way, the jig is up, man. I mean, but you guys are still running strong. I get it.
Originally come out, they drop it onto Steam. In fact, a lot of the crazy stuff is that they've reported stuff like God of War has sold tens of millions of copies on PC. Which does make me think that Sony is probably going to really double down on making even bigger, more ambitious PC ports. I do think that we're going to keep seeing games go to PC. Ghost of Yotei obviously is going to be the big October release for the PlayStation 5. I would not be surprised if this time next year, like summer next year, we have a release date for Ghost of Yotei on PC, and I wouldn't even be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's 6 months, 8 months. I wouldn't be surprised if those windows really start to shorten. We've already seen games on PC day and date. I'm just being honest with you, right? And we'll see how well Ghost of Yotei does, right? Because I mean, if it can still get into that vein of what Ghost of Tsushima is, I think it'll be all right, But I'm gonna be honest with you, the main character, it's a no for me, dog, right? Once they bring it over to PC, maybe we can mod her, maybe we can have her looking right, I don't know, man. It's a shame. I'll just leave it at that.
Guys, if it has some sort of special PC exclusive features, because I mean, that's where the money is at. PlayStation has realized they can double their profits with just 2 audiences, right? Whereas you don't get that same effect with Xbox. If they actually really spent all that money to make it run as good as possible on an Xbox Series X or a Series S.
And you see he's saying stuff like all that money, and he's making little faces about the Series S, even though all the consoles are potatoes. As a PC guy, let's just keep it a buck. He's saying all this stuff. How much money does it cost to get it running on the X or the S? You don't know. You're just pulling shit out your ass. I mean, this is what these PlayStation guys do. And these are their sources. People on Twitter, and I'm not trying to talk shit about this guy. I don't know who this dude is. But this is what I mean. These are the sources that he's showing. Like, the shit just gets old at a certain point.
Although I don't even think it would run on the Series S. I just don't think it'd really be profitable for them. But I have seen a lot of people basically saying that.
I mean, well, PlayStation does. They keep on giving their opinions. These are just guys giving their opinions. And I know I'm giving my opinion as well. But I mean, I don't know. It just seems like their opinions are fucking saturated in fucking cope.
The problem with PlayStation right now is that it does seem like, in a lot of ways, we very much lost that essence of classic PlayStation. Things like this, in my opinion, are incredibly important. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's that I spent too much time in PlayStation forums and stuff, but it does feel
definitely. You definitely have. You've drinking the Kool-Aid. I mean, you're over here saying ridiculous shit like exclusives matter and exclusives are what sells consoles, even though we see the sell charts and that's not the truth at all. You've even looked at a sales chart and you're still saying that stupid shit. When we look in the sales charts, we don't see no goddamn exclusives, besides Death Stranding. And like I said, is that game really an exclusive? I mean, you full-fledged of drinking the Kool-Aid, dog.
There used to be this sense that PlayStation was constantly churning out games, a 4-year development cycle. Like, people can't even imagine this now, but you used to constantly be hearing about.
They can't even imagine it now. Look over at Xbox. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of their games is getting canceled, but I'm looking at the showcase. I say it all the time. It's been a while since I've seen a showcase from these guys. I'm seeing games pop out, right? And the excuse was, right, if I would have said this a month and a half ago, the excuse would have been, yeah, they're putting out games now that they've acquired ABK, but they're not putting out quality games. Can't say that shit no more. We're looking at the top 10 charts, and it's all Microsoft games on your fucking console, right? The guys in number one, the guys that won the console war, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
PlayStation exclusives. Now you're lucky if you hear about one every year, right?
Exactly.
Even this.
Oh, yeah. You guys are Oliver Twist. Please, sir, can I have some more? That's all you get. More? You guys want more than one tentpole? More? Shit, what Shuhei Yoshida say? Y'all better start buying remasters then. I mean, I'm just repeating what I heard, right? What are these guys talking about?
I'm also tired about the fact that all their games are multiplayer and live service. As much as I love some of the live service stuff,
they need money. Then quit crying that they're bringing in their games to other platforms. The games that you guys want are expensive. That's how they fund those games, by money. Not with love and care and quality, all that dumb shit you guys be talking about.
They've done. I miss their focus on single-player games. Tight, great stories, worlds I cared about. I mean, do you know how much the internet would break in half if we actually had a new Infamous? Or even an Infamous collection of the classic games would absolutely, it'd sell like hotcakes. But PlayStation clearly just doesn't even care. Less contractors, more staff positions.
Oh yeah, they can't hear you, dog. They're searching for that bag. They can't hear you. They can't hear the fanboys. I'm sorry. What you guys say doesn't hold weight when it comes to business. They're searching for the dollar. And that's just simply something that you guys can't get. They'll sit here and say it, and I hear all the PlayStation fanboys. They keep on making live service games. They need a ditch trying to make live service games. That's where the money's at. They're trying to get a Fortnite, right? And don't get me wrong, I don't really like playing live service games, so I can understand the sentiment. But expand, look deeper into it and understand why they're doing it. They're doing it because they're trying to bring in more funds. But here you guys are coping when they're looking at Microsoft saying, hey, we can put games on the Xbox platform and they would probably be able to sell well. But instead you guys want to cope and say, oh, well, the Xbox guys don't buy games. Da, 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 da. Okay. I mean, it's so much delusion.
Fund indie teams with proven prototypes, shorten the scope, form 30-people special teams of first-party...
Fund indie teams. You mean Money Hat. Find them and Money Hat them. Lock them away. I mean, let's just call it for what it is.
Working on original, unique prototypes. This is the thing, is that the fact that you can even list off this many things that clearly, provably PlayStation is doing wrong.
Oh boy, he ain't talking about shit. And how the hell they gonna focus on 90% of single player games? They ain't got the money to do that shit. What they gonna get the money from? Console sales? I mean, your narratives, they're crumbling. I mean, goddamn, you guys are falling and stumbling. I'm just saying.
It shows a sign that they need to focus more about how to get the games in people's hands instead of just, I don't know, the next big
Game Pass. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. I actually zoomed it forward.
The games in people's hands instead of just, I don't know, the next big ambitious live service game. But Here's the tweet that really kind of kicked off this
And look who it is, Detective Siege. Yep, and he's the one who kicked it off. Of course he did.
conversation again. So there was a job posting that said that they're working on putting PlayStation games on Xbox. It actually specifically said that. It said the future of the platform of games we're currently trying to establish isn't just on the PlayStation home console. It's on PC, it's on mobile, it's on Nintendo Switch 2, and it's on Xbox. Now,
Yeah, he said Xbox last, and then he looked away. So why are you sitting here coping, lil bro? Why are we coping like this then?
a lot of people have pointed out that technically that job posting actually wasn't new. It only got noticed by people recently, but it's actually very much a job that's been around for a long time. Basically,
So they've been multi-platform. They've been putting their games on other platforms. Oh, you notice how all of them now, Sony's been doing this. All their games are on PC. Now they want to admit that all their games are on PC, that they've been doing this. Okay. All right, I get the goalpost shift. Okay, go ahead, continue.
already a guy in charge of making sure that live service games went to Xbox, but it's the first time that people saw it.
And there they go, live service games. Please list the live service games. At the most, you guys have 3, right? Helldivers, Marathon, and I can't even think of another one. I can't think of it. You know, they keep on talking about fair games. Nobody wants to play that shit. Even you guys don't want to play that shit.
Publicly, and it raised some eyebrows. But Nate the Hate says, my opinion remains that it will stay live service and smaller games. But we'll see what Sony has planned.
Yeah, but let's zoom in on what he said, his opinion. And that isn't this what I said to start the fucking video off? Just a whole bunch of guys hoping, coping, praying, giving their goddamn opinions. And you guys are eating the shit up. You just love getting Colin Moriarty'd.
And I'm not expecting anything in the immediate future. Now, these are the tweets. I want to go through this whole thread here of people kind of screaming about it. But I do think that
there wasn't no people. It was the same damn dude. And it's a whole bunch of PlayStation fanboys. People.
At the start,
look at the interactions. I mean, a lot of people are looking at it. Nobody's interacting with it, though.
It's my thing. Xbox goes more and more third party because they're following the money. I've said that already in this video, but my point is the fact that
oh, so Xbox is the only company that follows the money. Good analysis, Dreamcast guy.
When they started to try even testing out stuff on PlayStation and it sold like hotcakes, yeah, they doubled down. I do think that even if we start to see some degree of it, if we start to actually see PlayStation put a bigger, even a AA, one of their mid-tier projects, put something like, I don't know, Gravity Rush, which I love a lot, put Gravity Rush on Xbox, it's not gonna...
Oh, man, quit playing with the bullshit, dog. Quit playing with the bullshit, man. Why they doing the Xbox guys like this, man? Why they talking about some Gravity Rush? I'm not trying to talk. I don't know what Gravity Rush is like. But come on, man. They know damn well what games are coming. I don't know why they're sitting here coping, man. The people don't want this bullshit, man. I'm just saying.
Suddenly be a success. If they put Uncharted on Xbox, I just don't think it's going to sell. They're not going to have that same reward system that's now been what Xbox is chasing. They're not going to go, wow, 4 games sold that well, let's put every game. I think they're going to put a couple of games, they're going to bomb, and they're going to go, okay, let's stick with PC. Let's stick.
And you see, this is what they're hoping for. This is what they're coping for. And I've talked about this. They want the game to come to Xbox. They want it to bomb, and then they want Sony just to say, oh, well, we tried. But typically, you know, from my knowledge, from what I've seen, right? And I'm not going to act like I've been in business meetings or whatever, but I don't think companies move like that. I think if they make their mind up that they want to sell to a certain audience, you know, if they attempt to do it and it doesn't work, I don't just think they go, oh, well, these guys don't buy games. I don't think they do that. I think they look deeper into it and they say, okay, what can we do to make these games more appealing? What can we do to get these guys to open their wallet? But they don't think like this, you know? And it's funny that they don't think like this when, in all honesty, I mean, they don't even be buying the exclusives like that, right? I mean, little Astro Boy has entered the chat.
With PlayStation. More games will come, more Sony games will come to Xbox. I don't know anything about Lego Horizon going to Xbox, but even if it did, would anyone care? Now, Detective Seats
and you see, here they go, coping up and down. It's just, it's, what a shame.
This. If you're going to post...
Oh, and then what is he getting upset? If you're gonna post what Nate the Hate 2 or others say, at least give the guy courtesy of posting both of his comments. Who gives a fuck about any of that shit, dude? It's the fucking internet. People are gonna clip you. People are gonna take you out of context. That's why you just need to make sure you ain't saying stupid shit, right? So the little bit that they do take out of context, you don't look too stupid. That's all you can really do in today's day and age. Especially, I don't want to hear shit from these guys. These are just guys with goddamn opinions. That's it, right? And now that they're getting held under the microscope, now that people then bought the shit that they were selling and they're asking them more questions, they're getting mad that people are running with certain iterations of shit or people are taking certain shit out of context. That's what happens when you want to pretend to be the liaison and shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm overlooking into it. I don't know.
Nate the Hate 2 or others, at least give the guy the courtesy of posting both of his comments so he's covered. A lot of people have been taking this out of context of just showing parts of these tweets saying, yes, more Sony games are coming to Xbox. But I wanted to really look at this because some people are still mad at Nate for posting this, where essentially he's just trying to clarify. A lot of people are saying, oh, he's replying too slow. He's not staying on top of this. I think Nate the Hate gets absolutely flooded with tens of thousands of comments a day asking.
Boy said they trying to play both sides of the fence. I mean, I wouldn't even press this dude about this. It's not even worth it. Why are you asking Nate the Hate about information? I mean, come on, man. That's just being desperate, dog. Like, just wait. I'm not just trying to talk shit about some random guy, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, what is this? Dude is pressing Nate the Hate like he's gonna know. Like, come on.
For clarity or specifics and stuff, he's slow to reply, but he says, look at the context of this tweet. One tweet is speculative. Me saying I cannot imagine them doing more than live service games or smaller releases. The more
yeah, that's just him talking out of his ass, and I've been pointing that out this whole entire time. He's just giving his opinion. Why are we even going over this, Dreamcast guy? What type of news is this? This is the news that you're running with, that only bad games are going to PS5? I said to PS5, to Xbox? I mean, these guys are spiraling. They're losing it.
Recent tweet is based on what I've heard, which is Sony is bringing more games to Xbox, but I don't have specifics as to which. Now, I want to take a look at this guy, Gamer.
No shit.
To be honest,
I could say the same damn thing. Sony's bringing more games to Xbox, but I don't know the specifics. Is that all that it takes to have sources? I mean, this space, it must be so easy to spread rumors. I mean, holy shit.
Heard of this, but he posted a ton of tweets in a row here, and I want to take a look at it here.
Desperate.
Well, yeah, everyone for a fact knows that Sony games are going to Xbox. Some games already are, like MLB 2026, Marathon, Project Gummy Bears is theoretically in development. These are the code names of multiple big, very expensive, and probably future to be canceled live service games by Sony. Project Gummy Bears, Fair Games, Horizon Online. Horizon Zero Dawn Online has actually been leaked.
And this is what I mean. They're saying shit and they're putting it with question marks. Fair Games, I mean, I thought they canceled the one game that they were coming out. I mean, it looked like shit. Horizon Online, ain't seen nothing about that. Gummy Bears, I've heard about it, but ain't seen nothing about that. Like, dude, this is what I'm saying. They don't have live service games. You guys are pretending. You guys are coping with shit that you guys don't even have. I mean, what the fuck? And then they're gonna sit here and say what people really want to know is if single player games are going. What do you guys think? You guys really think it's just live service games? This looks extremely similar to the Xbox guys, right? When they were saying, is it gonna be Halo? Is it gonna be Gears? Is it gonna be Forza? The ones that were smart, they just went ahead and accepted it. They understood that the company was trying to make some money, but you guys are coping. You guys are pressing Nate the Hate. You know, now don't get me wrong. I mean, he does act like he's the liaison, like he's got the answers and shit. So I can see why you guys are pressing him. But at the same time, I mean, this is just desperate. Just accept it, man. The games are going to other places. I don't know why you guys are crying. I don't know how it's got you guys panties in a bunch. And I know it's not all guys. It's just the PlayStation fanboys and whatnot. But I mean, this is insane.
It's like Monster Hunter. What people really want to know is which single player games, tentpole games, are actually going to make it. What some people have noticed is that some of the stuff here is that it does seem like Marvel has a licensing agreement. If you're going to put stuff in a particular...
And it's funny how he's saying people, dude, no one else is talking. Notice how he's put this tweet out. Now, granted, 1,000 people have seen it, but no interaction, no likes, no retweets, no nothing. He's just coping. This is just some random person coping. This is not a source, right? But then again, they say insiders are source. I mean, come on.
A place, you have to pay a licensing agreement. Now, Sony owns the licensing agreement of a lot of Marvel stuff. That's why you're actually seeing Insomniac Games making Wolverine. Insomniac made, of course, the incredibly popular Spider-Man games. And now Sony is making the incredibly crazy-looking fighting game Token, Marvel Token, which is like the big fighting game currently at EVO.
I think it's Marvel Token. I don't think it's Token, right? But then again, I mean, I don't know, right? Maybe he's pronouncing it right. I just doubt it's called that. I'm actually looking forward to that, right? I was playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Love playing that. Used to play that shit all the time online, right? So should be interesting. I like fighting games a lot,
right? But people are saying, okay, will those games go to Xbox? Can they not go to Xbox? Do they actually have to renegotiate contracts with Disney in order to even possibly put them there? It's very strange. But as you say, you've heard more Sony games will go to Xbox. Okay, but what games? You say you don't have specifics. Could it be Marathon? Could it be the next game? Could it be the next games as a service? As I said, people want to know about the tent.
And this is what I'm saying. What do you guys think? If you're sitting here saying, could it be the next games as a service? You can't even goddamn name it because it doesn't exist. But you guys keep on trying to force this cope of, oh, it's just live service games when you don't have any. And what's the bottom one? Nate the Hate, any thoughts? What do you believe will happen? You still stand on your opinion that it can only be live service games? Quit crying for this guy. This guy is in the same boat as you. They don't even realize he knows as much as you. They're spiraling.
My opinion remains live service and smaller games, but we'll see what the future...
And look at the top comment. I'm glad I'm not going crazy. I'd be reacting to this shit and I'd be losing my mind. Look at the top comment. How many live service games does Sony have? 3? Like, what are you talking about? Are you going to go into this one? Are you going to read this one, DreamcastGuy? I bet he doesn't.
Has planned. This is my thing, is that I think Sony is in an odd spot where they have sort of painted themselves into a corner. What has sold the most amount of PlayStations?
Madden.
They're single-player games, right?
Dude, no. Madden. 2K, COD, FIFA. Look at the sales chart.
You want to see that next big crazy exclusive. Like, people don't remember this now, but God of War Ragnarok, for the entire 2 years leading up to God of War Ragnarok, there were a bunch of fan polls. Every single fan poll, when it said, what game are you most excited about? What game makes you want to get a PlayStation 5 the most? It was God of War Ragnarok. And when Ragnarok came out,
but you were just saying earlier in this video that Ragnarok sold a whole lot of copies on PC. So by that case, wouldn't they have bought a PlayStation to play it, right? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know. And you know, Stellar Blade entered the chat, right? It seems like everybody waited to play that shit on PC as well. I mean, what are these guys talking about? And now, don't get me wrong. I do know God of War typically sells well. But I don't know, man. I feel like he's contradicting himself.
A very clear spike in PS5 sales. That's wild to me, right? I do think that those single-player stories have very much established current-day PlayStation, their success, their stranglehold on consoles. And so now that they're trying to do this very, in my opinion, unwarranted pivot to live service. Now
unwarranted.
Where they're like, okay.
What's unwarranted about it? They're trying to get some money. You're sitting here talking about how you want more single-player cinematic games. That shit costs money. How do you guys not understand this, right? But this is supposed to be a PlayStation aficionado, right? He's supposed to know about PlayStation. Boy, these guys don't know shit. What's the saying? I mean, they don't know their ass from their fucking elbows. They're just talking.
Now, other people, third-party people, are making all the good stories on PS5, and we're trying to make battle passes and sellable skins and crap that, honestly, it seems like a lot of PlayStation people just don't want.
Get the fuck out of here. Dude, you don't understand the market, and it shows. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that shit is slop. I don't buy live service games, but I mean, my nephew be begging my ass for that shit. For some goddamn V-Bucks or whatever the hell. I mean, these kids be fiending for that shit, dog. Like, these guys don't understand that they're slowly getting aged out of the market, and they're accelerating the process by holding on to fucking exclusivity. But you guys got to wake up and smell the coffee. You guys got to look and see what time you're in. You know, Madden, right? The Madden Ultimate Packs, you know, 2K, the 2K My Player. Like, dude, that's the game. That's the day and age that we live in, you know? And don't get me wrong, I don't like live service games. I don't play it. But I understand that the gaming industry is bigger, right? The consumer base is bigger than just me. I know I may not like it, but that doesn't mean that people aren't buying it. It doesn't mean that it's not making money. That's the part that they're unable to see.
In my mind, off the tip of the dome, the only true success we've seen in live service from PlayStation that they're even partially connected to has been Helldivers 2. And that's it. And I do think that
and they're bringing it over to Xbox. So what does that tell you? All their successful titles that they're probably going to sell, those will be the ones that you should look at, right? Not the bullshit, not the no good games, right? The Xbox guys don't want it. And hell, the PC guys, right? If you're going to bring some more games over to PC, even though you guys have pretty much brought all that you had to offer, we don't want no bullshit either. I mean, I'm just saying.
if anything, I hope that PlayStation is waking up and realizing single player games matter. Exclusives matter. And if you want
when they look at the sales charts, I guarantee you they're not coming away with that conclusion, buddy.
PlayStation 6 to be as big as the PS5, you're going to need more than just Horizon Online and Project Gummy Bears. The short and sweet of it, the TLDR.
I mean, do they even have that? What are the chances that they're going to be able to complete that? What's their batting record? Are they going to be able to succeed with that?
I don't think any of the good games, the games we think of when we think of PlayStation, those are not going to Xbox. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm recording this on August 3rd.
Yeah,
Maybe
date it.
Future things will change. But at this point, even if they attempted to port these games, I just don't think they're going to sell. And real quick, they're going to realize, man, we're not even making the money back to port it, so we're not going to port it.
But exactly. Doesn't even know the money that it costs to port it. Granted, I don't either. But, you know, let's go ahead and talk that shit. Let's just pull it out our ass. Talk your shit, Dreamcast.
These have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about the current state of PlayStation, and how do you feel about the future of Xbox? Tell me your thoughts.
The future of Xbox, I thought it was dead. I mean, nonetheless, man. It's been your boy, Sigs and Cereal. Until next time, peace.